Hello and welcome. So you want to retire with $500,000 and you are trying to figure out how to do it. So the main question here is how to retire with $500,000 and is it possible? This is week 22, day number 2. We have been talking about strategies for retirement within real estate investing for the past 22 weeks. This is week 22. And the main question here that I am going to attempt to answer, it's not from the perspective that I am a coach or a mentor or any of that stuff. A guru, certainly not. But it's from the perspective of what I've been doing myself for a while. And I just wanted to share my experience. So I decided to start a YouTube channel 22 weeks ago. Well, I decided to start it like 30 weeks ago, and I had to figure out how to get the format and stuff like that. So I decided on long term or long format education, but it's not so much education, and I say that because of compliance stuff, with Google and things. This is, I'm sharing my personal opinion, so I am not offering advice to anybody. I am not recommending anything. Leave all of that for the professionals, the people with all the degrees and the certifications and all that stuff in fields of accounting, law, real estate, you name it. Leave it to them. I am not a financial advisor. I am not a financial planner. I am sharing how I went about my own journey and the things that I've learned and picked up along the way to help me retire way ahead of the typical age, 50, 60, 70. I think that's when most people retire. I'm not even sure, but I see 66, I think, a lot. So that might be the range. But nonetheless, I decided to do it with real estate because I knew real estate was one of the best avenues to do that. And I think we all know that somehow. I don't understand how we know that, but we do. We do know that. So the main thing I wanted to share today is how do we do that with $500,000, whether that is sitting in your savings account, your retirement account, IRAs, 401ks, any types of retirement accounts, self-directed IRAs, or solo 401ks, or any of these accounts. A lot of people I saw a video on YouTube, somebody saying, can I retire on $8.9 million? And, and the answer is, if you do it correctly, you can pretty much become a multi-millionaire very fast with that amount. And that amount will not lose its buying power. It will only increase. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to give you a beginner's retirement plan on how to do that in real estate and how I am going about doing this in real estate. So anytime I get any chunk of cash, anything like that, I go and I buy low loan to value, LTV real estate. So the barrier to entry is very, very small, and it allows us to buy bigger real estate. So I'll explain what I mean by that. And this is in all of my videos where I give you an example every time. Every video has a variation of this example because I want to make sure that we are thorough and we understand what it is that we're trying to do. So if we take $500,000 and we buy low LTV real estate, loan to value, then $500,000 can easily turn into $5 million, or let's just say conservatively $3 million. Or if we want to be very ambitious, it can turn into $10 million. You know, if we put down 5% down on a property. But you might say, well, it doesn't really turn into $5 million because low LTV means that there's other financing in place. Yes, it does. However, the tenants, the traveling nurses, or the vacationers will stay in that property, and guess what? They will be paying down that debt. So the key here is to not be afraid of debt and use debt as a weapon that allows us to grow our wealth exponentially. Like the hockey stick, right? A hockey stick goes like that. So it's going to start slow, and then eventually it's going to take an exponential growth. And that's what we want. That's what we're trying to accomplish here. We want to make sure that we have exponential growth with our retirement accounts. And that's what I've done. So anytime I might do a flip, I might do an assignment of a property, have another investor take advantage of it. I take whatever small chunks of money, or sometimes they're large chunks of money. And let's say I made on a deal, let's say $50,000, so let's take 10% of your 500K. Let's say I do $50,000. What I'm going to do with that is I'll buy smaller real estate that I can put $5,000 as down payment for each of those pieces. And yesterday we spoke to somebody who wanted $7,000 just to be cashed out. So we can own this piece of real estate for $7,000, but now we own everything, the whole thing. We don't have to take any other debt, but we do sell it as a seller financing, or we rent it out. So there are many, many, many ways to do that. And then as the property is paid down, many people will say, well, I can't wait until my properties are free and clear. My answer to that would be, I learned that why would you want to have your properties free and clear? You get sued or whatever, something happens, something terrible always happens to somebody somewhere, right? And if that is you, God forbid, then some lawyer is going to see that you own properties free and clear. That's a problem as well. So we want to hedge against that. And the way we do that is to never pay off your properties. So as your equity grows, so that's something I've really, really learned because I've been studying this stuff for decades now, is as we pay down that debt, or the tenant pays it down, then we want to cash out our equity. We want to pull it out and throw more debt onto that property. As long as the cash flow is always positive, as long as we're always making cash flow on a property, I recommend you always, always, always have debt against it. And then when you pull out that debt, that equity, then guess what? That is your payday as well. And so you take that money, and then say it's 50,000, and then you go and buy, 10 other properties at $5,000 down payment for each. That's how you generate exponential growth in your investments. So that is a plan that I have been implementing for years, and it's worked really, really well. And I wanted to share it with you guys. That is my recommendation, what you do. However, there's one caveat. There's one downside to this. And that downside is that you have to work a lot. You have to find a lot of properties all the time. You have to do a ton of marketing. You have to become really a marketer to find these properties consistently all the time, which is why I'm making these videos, so you can see that portion of the business, because most people will just leave it at that. They'll tell you, oh, do this, do that, or whatever, explain it, but they never show you how they're doing it. That is why I'm making this vlog. You will see my day. You will see me going through my day. And each video, you notice, is like an hour, 2 hours long. You know, my shortest videos are like 30 to 45 minutes. And that's because I got caught up and I had to go somewhere, you know, but yeah, I want to show you each call. So then don't get intimidated by the length of my videos. What I would say is watch the phone calls, listen to what the sellers are saying, and listen to the pitch. I always ask a seller, hey, will you finance this property? So I don't want to go to a bank to get financing. Why? Because they're going to make me go through all kinds of red tape to get financed. That slows me down, and I can't accomplish anything doing that. Nothing, absolutely nothing. So I'd rather ask, you know, commercial property owners, land owners, and residential owners. I ask them if they would carry the financing for me with a small down payment. So that's how you split your 500,000. So that 500,000, if we're buying single family homes, we ask the seller for financing. We give them $50,000 down. After we add all the expenses, all of them, including property management, including a safety cushion every month that comes in to put away some savings in case of an emergency for that specific property. After all of that, taxes, insurance, all of it, the remainder is our cash flow, right? As long as it is cash flow positive, minimum $250,000 a month. I mean, that's what I recommend, but I've done it to where I make cash flow of, you know, maybe $50 to $100, and it still works. You know, it's a lot more riskier. I don't recommend that. I recommend $250 a month cash flow, and then you should be in good shape. Then you can go and buy all these properties, 10 properties, low LTV, barrier to entry, with $50,000. The seller carries the financing. The remainder, say, 450,000, right? So as an example, right, each property should be worth in today's market $500,000. You can get it for 50 times 10. There's your $500,000. And if you're cash flowing them, let's say at $300 a month, then that is very comfortably $3,000 each month. I know it does not sound like all the gurus out here on YouTube, where, you know, you make 10 grand a month or whatever. All the numbers I just gave you, they're very conservative. So you should be able to do much, much better. In other words, you should be able to bring down the cost of the acquisition of that house, not from 500, maybe to 300,000. And then you should be able to bring down the cost of the down payment from $50,000 to maybe $25,000. Now you have 20 properties. And if you are cash flowing them, let's say at $200,000, right? That's very easily $4,000 per month on 20 properties. And I just did quick math in my head. So if I got it wrong, I apologize. But I think those numbers are okay. So give me a like, a subscribe, and follow me so that I can help other people who want to retire to real estate. Now, how do we do the marketing? Well, the marketing is done very simply. We go and we find people who have potential problems and they need to sell their property. These are going to be, you know, people who are going through divorce. Most of them would probably sell their property, but they don't want to give it away, you know, so we just ask for maybe a 10, 20, 30% discount. Why would they give us those discounts? Well, because they need to sell fast, right? Also, people in probate, people who lost a family member, who inherited a house but live out of state, and they don't want to be long distance landlords. They will also sell at a discount. Other landlords who are tired of the two T's of real estate, which are tenants and toilets, right? They're tired of that stuff. They would sell at a discount. So what we do is we find people like that, go to a service like listsource.com, and they have many filters on there you can play with. Get yourself a list, and then what we do is we get the phone number, and we either text the owner or send them a voicemail drop, or we will call them on the phone and just say, hey, sorry about what's going on in your life. Looks like somebody died or something to that effect, right? And then we'd like to see how we can help you get rid of this property, and we can do it fast. And that's pretty much the cold approach. But then from there, we're going to go and filter out all the people who say no, which are the majority. 90% of them are going to say no. But then you're going to have the remaining 10%. And those people, we continue to do follow-ups to see if they still want to sell. And those are the people that are mostly in my videos. They're my follow-up phone calls. The money's in the follow-up, pretty much in any industry, but especially in real estate. So that's what I do here. That's what I show you. I show you how to make those calls. I also make some cold calls, but those are longer videos. They're not as attractive because we are dealing with a lot of wrong numbers and people cussing at us and all that kind of stuff. So that is the gist of what we're about to do. So now we're going to go into the video. We're going to start making phone calls so that you can see how the whole process is done. So we are going to start with the phone calls. You can see the whole gamut, the whole system, and then we're going to do follow-ups. Let's do that. So right now I'm calling Orlando, Florida, people who we show are on pre-foreclosure. Most of it is going to be wrong. So you can see this is what we have to go through to reach these owners. And I'll talk more about it. I have a dialer that dials 3 people at a time.
Please press 2. If you are looking for an apartment,
so that we don't have to be wasting too much time dialing people by hand. That's where most people get burnt out in this whole process. Let's see, it's dialing. Okay. So it's very simple in concept to start reaching out to these people. And you do have the choice of reaching out to a real estate agent and the agent finding something on the MLS, the multiple listing service. The problem with that is that it's on the market, it's not off market. So you're not going to get, let me put it this way. Agents want to sell a property for as much as possible. The higher the price, the bigger the commission. So with people like me, we want the lowest price possible, because the lower the price for us, the more we can make on the back end, right? So that's just the difference between agents and investors. Nothing wrong with their system and nothing wrong with our system. It's just different. They focus on one thing, we focus on another. So here we are making phone calls and no one is picking up, as it is typical. Hello, Ravi.
no, wrong number, man.
Oh, okay. I apologize. Thanks. Okay, wrong number. Okay. All right. So, yeah, you can go through. Hello? Yeah, can you hear me okay? Yep. Hello, Hable. This is Ben.
Sorry. Who? Who's that?
Yeah, I can barely hear you. Can barely hear you.
Okay. Who is this?
This is Ben. This is Ben. Was calling for Hable.
Okay. This is Habil, but
Oh, Habil,
sorry,
I apologize
recall
about
who
that.
you are.
Yeah, I was calling in reference to your property on Mistral Drive.
Oh, no, that's okay. Sorry, don't want to waste your time or my time, unless you're making a very serious competitive offer for just because it's not up for sale, it's not foreclosed.
I wonder why it's showing that on at the county. Do you have any idea why?
It's outdated. There was a stupid collection thing which went to lien, and that went after this because of some confusion with the HOA management company that screwed us over.
Oh, gotcha. Oh man, yeah. So I bet you're getting a ton of phone calls then.
Yeah, no, it's frustrating, and it's been more than a year now, and it's still not.
Oh,
People are just desperately looking for.
yeah. No, I get it, and I know that most people that call you, they what they want to do is they want to flip the house, for a profit. We don't do that. I mean, I'll do a flip if I have to, but I don't like flipping houses. It's just not a good business in my opinion. So what I like to do is just buy it and pretty much keep it for the long term. So if you do ever consider, I know you told me that you're not selling it, but if you do ever consider,
I mean,
I wouldn't
selling
give.
it at any price, but it would be investably sound for you to buy it if it's an investment, because I would charge a very high premium on top of the normal market price.
Okay, so you'd be
otherwise I
above
would-
market price. Okay. That we've done that before. We buy houses in several different ways, and that's one of the ways that we do. We've been able to give people above what the fair market dictates. So like I said, I'm just kind of reaching out to see if there was any interest at all. If there is, we can kind of talk about numbers.
Do you know what this market per square foot price is?
I don't know the specific per square foot. I'm in Florida, by the way. I am in Florida.
So this is in Lake Nona on south side of Orlando, right by the airport. It's about $300 per square foot.
Okay.
Even right now. So this community is a bit crazy in this market, or even in the Orlando market. So, so anyway, we're not looking to sell, but more likely I'm looking for investment opportunities to move into.
So you're looking for properties then?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that is fantastic. As you can tell, I talk to a lot of owners, and one of the things that I like doing is I like finding opportunities for me and my partners, and I as I told you, I like to buy and keep the property, rent it out, and so I don't like the flipping stuff. So if that fits your model, what are you looking for? Are you looking to also rent out?
Yeah, but the challenge right now with the rates and stuff and the market price is still kind of high in Orlando. So I'm looking for either the same as probably some others to sort of buy those properties that might be in a distressed situation and just hold it rent.
Yeah, hold it and rent it. Yeah.
But I don't have a lot of cash to put in, so I'm not looking at even my type of property would be too expensive to. This right now would be like still 800,000 plus
Hmm.
doesn't make
Yeah, it's there's a limit, right? So one of the things that I like doing is I like to ask the sellers to help me with the financing, so that way we can access at least a little cash flow. I like to talk to people who might be interested in getting mailbox money, and so we just kind of go through the seller instead of going through a bank. Pretty much upgrade him to be the bank, and so we do have some opportunities like that pretty consistently. So tell you what, if you don't mind, I'd like to send you a text, and we can see what we can do.
what does that mean in the sense of how you structure or pay them that basically equivalent of a bank rate?
Well, that is where it gets really good. That's where you get to a position that you either get or you get. When I ask a seller if they, and there's many different reasons why somebody might sell, but one of the things is that people, if the property say they have enough equity in there, or let's say they have a free and clear property, a lot of sellers, and I won't go as far to say as most sellers, but a lot of them don't want to pay the capital gains, and so they don't want to get that chunk of cash up front. So we just break it up. And so what we do a lot of times is we say, hey, let's break it up into like 4 years or 5 years. A lot of times, I mean, I have a seller that I said to her last week, I said, hey, if you want to avoid that, she has grandchildren, and she's like, well, I just want money for my grandchildren, but I'm trying to figure out, the money has to sit in my account, and then because I don't want to give it to them all at once. I said, well, why don't you let the money sit in the house, and over the next 15 years, I'll just make monthly payments to you. And she says, well, that sounds really good. She didn't even know that was an option. There's a lot of people who don't invest in real estate that they don't know that they have that option. So it just depends on the situation the seller presents. But I've gotten people to 15 years, 20 years. The longest was 25-year mortgage
But
that
you
they
are
gave me.
buying the property and then you're renting it, and then you're just paying them instead of the bank.
That's correct. That's correct. Yeah, they give me a mortgage just like a bank. Absolutely. Hmm. But
And
but
the
but
rate
but
would
yeah,
be
go ahead.
that would be higher than what the bank would be charging, or would it be lower than what the? I'm guessing you would want to have it lower.
I always get it lower because I'll tell you the truth. Most people don't even bring up an interest rate. If I tell them, like, how much do you want to get per month, and they just give me a number. They're like, oh, if I got like 700 a month, that'd be great. And they do the math in their head. So if it's 700 a month, that means it's about like 7,000, 8,000. If I could get 10,000 a year, that'd be great. And so that's how they do it. So 10,000, over however many years, that's what works for them. When they do ask me for interest, I say, I ask them, how much would you like for interest? And they tell me, like 5% or something, and I say, okay, let's do the math. So the cost of your house times 5% is this number. Let's put it on the back of the loan. And they tell me, okay, that sounds good. So I'm not selling for this amount. I'm selling for a higher amount. I'm like, absolutely. And so it just becomes a win-win for everybody because, I even tell sellers, if I give you cash, what are you going to do with that cash? Well, I don't know. I just want to put it in a bank account in case of a rainy day or something. And so that's typically their answer. I go through that all the time. I know a lot of people's investment companies are geared towards buy, flip, or repair and then sell. And that to me is a very what do you call it? Very risky strategy, because you don't know where the market is going to go. But if we get debt over 15 years, I mean, that's fantastic. I just care about the cash flow. My monthly payments have to be below rent and other expenses, etc. So I get cash flow. And if we can get, above $300-400 a month cash flow, why do I care what I owe the seller? I don't care. I want them to make the more they get, the better for them. And I want them to make money. I don't want the bank to make the money. In banks, they have the big buildings. I'm in Aventura right now. I'm looking at a Chase building. It's a huge skyscraper. They make all the money. Why not let the seller make the money that the bank would make?
Yeah. No, that makes sense too. All right, well, do send me the text, and Ben, and we'll see if you want to dig into it.
You got it. Habil, that's how you pronounce it, right? Habil?
Yeah.
Okay. I apologize for butchering your name at the beginning.
That's all right. Not common name.
Okay, I'll send you the text. I'll send you my email, and I'll send you my direct phone number, and we'll stay in touch. Let's see what we can do.
All right. Thanks.
Have a good day. Thanks. Bye-bye. That was very educational. He's very surprised, as he should be. Let me text him. Actually, I have to go into a different system here to be able to text him. Okay. Send text message from here. Okay. This is my direct line. Great chatting with you about creative deals. Here's my email. gmail.com. Okay. All right. So in this business, you're always trying to get the best and highest use of a phone call. So that's what happened there. Okay. So I texted him. We'll see. Texted him. Potential buyer or lender. So it's not just your money. If you pool that money with somebody else, go in to deals together, like you can go in with me, then your money can stretch out a lot farther. So that's what we do here. All right, so resume phone calls. But again, that was a cold call, and that's how it's done. Most people. Most people go straight for it. Hey, you want to sell your house? I don't do that. Okay. Okay, so it continues to dial here. So what I do is me and my partners, we hire people from the Philippines, South America, and even some from the US to make these phone calls here so that we're not wasting a whole lot of time. And we just focus on closing deals and pitching people, pitching them the idea to finance their property to us. And I agree, most people will say no. For 4049. But we just need a handful. This business, if you do 5 of those deals per year, that's great. That is fantastic because it's income for the rest. Hello?
Hello?
Hey, Robert, how you doing?
Wrong number.
Oh, okay, thanks. Okay, wrong number. Okay. So for the rest of your life, and you can pass it down to your children, it is worth it. It's worth putting in the time and doing that. The only thing is you have to save time where you can. And one of the places where you can save time is when making these cold calls. But I'm showing you, our people sit there and they dial. What I do also, so we have this list of potential people who have pain, and we reach out to them via text messages. We reach out to them via voicemail drops. We reach out to them via cold calls like I'm doing now. And then we also reach out to them via social media. So we can either find their profile on social media or show an ad to them on social media. Places like Facebook, Instagram, or even on Google, even on YouTube. We can find people on those platforms, show them an ad, and ask them there if they'd be interested in selling their property. So it's very, very effective. Like I said, we don't need a whole lot of people. We have more than enough if we just do 5 to 10 deals a year, which is what I tried. That's my goal. My goal is to do only 5 deals a year. And I figure, if each one is generating me 500 a month, which they don't, I'm averaging about 350. So let's call it 300 a month. That $300 times 5 per year, that is $1,500 per month. And so that is an extra, what is it?
Will Marshall Bland.
So an extra $18,000 a year. And then the next year, the same. Then the next year, the same. So I'm taking it slow and steady. I'm not one of these guys that, hey, you can retire like within like 24 hours if you do this, if you buy my course. I don't do that stuff, so don't expect that from me. Expect, just to do the work. And that's what I'm showing you right now. So I am not getting any more people answering me. But out of that cold call, I got a potential buyer for some of the deals that I may not like, or a potential partner, or a potential seller too, because he liked the idea. So he may sell his property that way. So, okay, I'm gonna go now and do the follow-ups with people who we've already spoken to.
Please leave your message for.
Okay, so it's still calling. I'm just setting up the other system here to start calling people who are already in our system as they want to sell. Okay, let's see here. I'm going to end this dialer over here. As soon as somebody else picks up, we will, or a system or whatever, we will stop the dialer and focus on the follow-up phone calls. Okay. All right.
Thank you for choosing the Grand Bohemian Hotel Orlando. For reservation, press 1.
Okay, that's a wrong number. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna close the session here and go into follow-ups now. Okay. Log out. All right. Okay, let's see if he has sold. Yeah, he sold his property. Okay. He sold it for a good amount. Okay, so let's go here. Sold. So now I am inside my CRM where I am managing potential sellers. So my CRM is what I would consider would be like my MLS. This is where all the potential sellers are. After we've done all of the marketing and brought them in and they say, yes, I want to sell, I go ahead and reach out to them again on my system here and try to put together a deal. Here's a property here that does not have central AC. I can tell because there are window units. It's in Kentucky, okay? I'm gonna call now.
The person at extension 06613838.
Not available. Let's go on to the next. Arkansas.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice.
Okay. No answer. Fort Myers. Empty lot.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic.
Okay, let's see if it's been sold. It was sold. So we move on to the next. Okay, Tennessee.
Hello. Take the phone now, but if you will.
Okay. Next. All right, so we have a small little house here in Illinois. Oh, didn't pick up. No answer. Okay, now we have Lehigh Acres.
Hello, you reached Jerry.
Okay, no answer. We are not getting anyone interested today.
Please leave your message for
This one sold. Michigan. Let's see. I think it's an empty lot.
at the tone, please record your message. When you
Okay. Next.
have been forwarded to an automatic voice message system. 2.
Kentucky. Oh. Unsafe building from the picture, from what I can tell. Hello? Okay. Next. No answer. Okay. This one here, it looks like an abandoned house. So let's see. Mississippi. Okay, nothing. Pennsylvania. Sold. Okay, let's go on to the next. So we use dialers when cold calling, we use dialers when following up, all so that we can maximize our time. Okay, so this is not picking up. Okay, no answer here. Move on. Gotta maximize our time here. This is Alabama. Okay. It looks like a family lives here, so they have Victorian furniture. That's nice.
Three, three, 4, 7, 2.
Okay. We are not connecting with anyone right now, so we may have to come back. But I want to show you the raw footage of this is what you have to go through. I'm not building some type of cooked up dreams here that it's so easy. It's not. I wanted to document my struggle as well as the successes, as well as the disappointments and all of that in between.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system.
Okay, let's see. West Virginia. Okay. Okay. This particular one came from our Facebook marketing.
I'm sorry, the person you were trying to reach has a voicemail box that has not been set up.
Okay, we have not connected to a single follow-up. Sacramento, okay.
Yeah.
Yes, hey, hello, how's it going, John? This is Ben. Right now I'm in Florida.
You know the time zone difference between here and there?
I think it's about 3 hours.
Yeah, so it's pretty early here. What can I do for you?
Well, we had spoken before about your property in Bridgeford Drive, and I wanted to see if you still.
Hey, listen. All right. On that note, there, it sounds pretty unimportant. You're welcome to get back with me after 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Okay.
Got a text in advance if you want to continue to talk, okay? So I can get an actual time that we can actually talk. I can be a little more civil about it.
You got it. No problem. We'll talk later. I apologize. Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye-bye. He was actually a very nice guy. He's like, hey, if you want to talk, this is a good lead. Okay, let me see. Wants a callback when he is a little more civil about it. Okay, so I am going to exit the dialer here. Check the notes. Okay, so this is going to be a really good lead right here. I'm checking the notes. He is willing to give us like a willing to sell it for 375. Okay. Came from Facebook, so let me warm lead. Call later because it is too early there. Okay. Okay. So I am going to put him on my to-do list. Properties to follow up with. Okay. So I'm going to do a task. Reassign. Okay. So this is just an automation that I am building on the software here so I don't miss his appointment. And I am making sure that I can follow up. Not so early. Okay. Cool. Okay, sweet. So there you go. So we got a potential one. All right. Let's see here. Don't know. Oklahoma. No answer. Cape Coral. Now let's see what we can get here. Okay.
Hello?
Yes, good morning. May I speak to Antonio, please? This is Ben.
Okay, hold on.
Thanks.
Sorry.
Hello?
Hey, good morning, Tony. How you doing? This is Ben.
Ben?
Yes, we had spoken. You actually spoke to my assistant about your property there in Cape Coral, and I was calling back to see if you were still wanting to move forward with it.
I don't remember speaking to anybody about the property.
Yeah, our offer at the time was 165,000, and of course we would give you cash and see if we can do a deal. I don't know if you're still interested in selling it.
No, not at the moment yet. No.
Not yet. Okay.
No.
When do you think I should follow up?
I'm not really sure.
Okay.
I'm not really sure.
Just curious. Are you going to build on it, or you're probably gonna sell?
Well, I was planning on building. That's why we bought it when we bought it. But you know, you never know; things change.
That's right. That's right. And they change all the time. So
yeah.
Okay. So maybe I can follow up in the future. But we're still interested. And you know, if you can keep my phone number, and you know, if you come to that decision sooner than I call you, then be sure to call me.
Okay.
All right, Tony. I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. All right. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
Okay, so now we're starting to talk to people. Okay. Dayton, Ohio. Sold. Sold. Let's go on to the next.
Yeah.
Hey, good morning, James. How are you? This is Ben.
All right. You.
Oh, doing fantastic. Thank you for asking. I was just calling you back about your property there in Plank Road.
I sold that
Oh, really? How long ago?
3 months ago.
Oh, 3 months ago. Can I ask what you got for it?
Got what I wanted.
What you wanted? Okay, well, that's fair enough. Fair enough. Well, I appreciate the time. Thank you, sir.
All right.
Bye-bye. Okay. Sold. Okay. Move on to the next one here. Arkansas.
Hello, this is Vera Robertson. Leave your name and number and the time you called, and I will get back to you. Please leave your message for.
Leave a message. I'll call you back.
Miami. Okay. Let's see. Ooh, sold it. 425. Sold it for 425. Let's see. Sold. Okay. Oregon. Let's see here.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going, Yusef? This is Ben.
Hello.
Yes, can you hear me okay?
I can hear you now. Who's this?
This is Ben. You had spoken to my assistant about your property there on Northeast Hacienda Avenue.
Oh, it's sold.
Oh, okay. You sold it. Wow. I'm curious, what did you end up selling it for? Okay, he hung up. Okay. Dead lead. Okay. Washington. Okay.
Yeah, this is Bill. I missed your call.
Okay, so we go to Alabama now. Sold it.
I'm sorry, but the person you called has a voicemail box that has not been set up yet. Goodbye.
Sold it 29. Pennsylvania, okay.
Hi, this is Barb. Sorry I can't take your phone call right now, but please leave a message.
Okay. St. Louis, Missouri. St. Louis. It's a nice place there.
Please leave your message for 314. Hello?
Yes, hello, Brenda. How are you? This is Ben.
I'm good.
Good, good. I was just calling you back about your property there on State Highway 22. Wanted to see if you were still interested in moving forward and selling it.
I've got it under contract.
You got it under contract. Okay. What, wow, is that pretty solid?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Okay. Well, if you're interested in a backup offer, I'd be more than happy to do that.
No, I think we're gonna stick with this couple.
Oh, a couple is buying it. Okay.
Yes, it's
Oh.
a family actually.
It's a family. Okay. Well, that sounds good. Well, I appreciate it. If anything changes, can you keep my phone number and give me a ring if anything changes?
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Brenda. You have a good day.
You too. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye-bye. Under contract. Okay. This is California again.
Your call has been forwarded to a
Because they sent me right to voicemail. It's in Mexico. Mexico, Maine.
Please leave your message for 20.
Leha Acres. Okay.
Thanks for calling Maple Springs Lakeside Inn. Can you get your call right now?
Okay. Leha Acres again. There's a duplicate. Okay, so moving on to the next. No address. North Carolina. Let's see here.
call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system. 336.
Missouri.
Please leave your message for Please leave your message for
Okay, so most people, they're not picking up. I have no idea what is going on out there. Good morning. This is Ben. I was calling about your property there on Oak Street.
Don't own that anymore.
Did you end up selling it?
I did.
Gotcha. Okay, thank you.
Yep.
So, okay. Okay, let's see here. 2 bathrooms and 4
Hello,
bedrooms.
this is Tony.
Hey, Tony, good morning. This is Ben. How are you?
Doing okay.
Awesome. I was calling you back about that property on Sierra Parkway. You had spoken to my assistant and wanted to see if you're still planning on selling it.
We are. We're probably going to list end of spring, early summer, but we already have a realtor that we're working with.
Okay, well, I'm not a realtor. I would actually be a buyer. What kind of listing price are we talking about?
Yeah, I don't need to share that with you.
Oh, okay. Okay. So you're not planning on selling it?
I don't understand how you misunderstood me. So I have a realtor that we're working with. We're determining pricing right now. Well, we wouldn't be entertaining any other situation for a transaction.
You wouldn't be? Okay.
Correct.
Okay. May I ask why? Yeah, he ended up hanging up. Okay. Dead. Okay.
Hello?
Hey, Daniel, how's it going? This is Ben. Oh, that is fantastic. Great to hear. So I was calling you back about your property there on Hickory Street. You had spoken to my assistant. I wanted to see if you were still planning on selling it.
I never was really planning on selling it.
Oh, okay. Okay, I wonder what that was about then. So I think you were thinking about it, maybe?
Yeah, if I could get my price, I probably would. But
Okay.
other than that,
What would your price be?
do you even know what's there?
You have 303 and 305, right?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
an acre of land.
Mm-hmm.
So I was looking at 700.
700, okay. So that is for both, right? Both units.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Can you tell me a little bit more about them?
Well, the nicest thing it has is the land to develop.
Mm-hmm.
But they're two nice 3-bedroom, 1-bath house.
Okay. So there's 2 of them.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, let me see here real quick. So you want 700 for both of them. Okay.
Yeah, it's all one property.
Mm-hmm. Are they vacant or are they rented?
They're rented.
Both of them?
Yep.
Okay. What do you think we can get if we kept the tenants? How much can we get per property as far as rental income?
Well, I would think 1,500, 1,600 a piece.
Okay, is that what you're getting right now?
You know, I've got one guy in there that's been there for 10 years, so I'm kind of cutting him some slack, but I'm getting 15 for the other one.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That always kind of makes it hard when somebody has been a good tenant. So
Yeah.
okay. Would you let me ask you this? We do buy properties in different ways. Cash is never a problem, but it's typically going to be a lowest offer. If you have debt on these, we can come up with something to structure that. And if you have them free and clear, then we might also talk about something like that. So do you have debt on these properties?
No.
It's just free and clear. Okay. Okay. So I mean, we can get you, what you want. If we get you the 700, are you able to help with the financing?
No.
Okay. Part of the financing? Any of the financing?
No.
Okay. Okay. Gotcha. Okay, no problem. Well, sounds good. If you because there's really not much we can do. If we're gonna pay cash, that's gonna be a little high for us.
Okay.
Yeah. So keep my number if you decide to move forward. We are looking to buy aggressively. So if we're an option in the future, you let me know.
Okay.
Thank you, Daniel. You have a good one. Bye-bye. Made seller finance offer declined. Okay. All right, so we pitched it, didn't take it. So we are going to take a little break and see if we have better luck coming into a second session later on today. In the meantime, I hope you've been kind of following what I'm doing. I apologize that I wasn't able to get anybody, but like I said, I don't want to just show you the glamorous part of the business because it's a ton of work. But you'll have days like this where you won't have any luck whatsoever. Everybody's going to be like in a bad mood or not picking up their phone or whatever the case might be. And so we just kind of power through that. So, and then some days you're going to have like a lot of people being interested. So it's just, I can't explain why that happens. It just does. So come back for the next video. Hopefully we can get somebody on the next video, and we typically do. We're typically getting about 5 to 6, 7 people interested every single week. And out of that, we close about 5 to 10 people a month. So there's plenty of opportunity. And so I invite you to participate with us. If you don't want to sit here like me all day, kind of taking heat from these sellers. So if you want to skip that step, contact me and you can participate on the deals where people are interested and we can move forward. All right. Till then, give me a thumbs up and subscribe. See you next time.